Ahoy hoy all, Druss here, and welcome back to another Conquest Reforged video. Today in this video I'm going to try and illustrate some of the differences between vanilla Minecraft and Minecraft using the Conquest Reforged texture pack, and also try and convince you why, if you're a Java player that focuses on creative building, why you ought to consider at least moving to the Conquest Reforged mod pack and the advantages it has. So this here in front of us is a vanilla house I built using only vanilla blocks. I can show you a picture of the house as it looks with vanilla textures now. So that's the house as it is in vanilla, and here it is using the Conquest texture pack. The Conquest texture pack is now available in Bedrock 2, so if you are a Bedrock player you can actually take advantage of that and download it. Support the devs, it really is wonderful, and you too can have fairly amazing textures like these ones. So as I said, this is a house that I built using only vanilla blocks. It's fairly typical of what my style is, sort of a pseudo medieval type house. I've used transitioning for the wall here to transition between one block and another cobblestone to stone brick, using inverted stairs to support the overhang, and then wooden stairs to support the overhang in the roof, in addition to using some trapdoors to just provide additional support. Trapdoors are also used to simulate shutters to the windows. Again, that's a fairly vanilla technique, as is using logs to simulate a sort of a Tudor feel. There's some small decoration at the front of the house. I've used the stairs as a seat and a scaffolding with a trapdoor as a table. And again, just some minor decorations around the side of the house. As I said, a fairly typical standard Minecraft medieval house. Again, to simulate it, give the house some depth, I had to bring the chimney out at an angle and just put a small bit of decoration behind the house with some dormers. So not too much to see there. As I said, fairly typical techniques that you would use in vanilla, using buttons for, to simulate joists and that sort of thing. Now we'll go inside the house. Inside the house I've used stairs and slabs to support roofs and ceilings. I've just given it as a fairly okay decoration, a small loom with the table. I've built a big chair with using signs and a door, that sort of thing, a scaffolding table, and again some chairs and seats. As we go up the stairs, there's just two small bedrooms with fairly typical decoration for vanilla. Again, utilizing just chairs as seats, because vanilla forces you to be kind of more intuitive with your creations, and you have to use your imagination and make that leap to understand that yes, these are indeed chairs. In the loft there's a small kids bedroom. To hide the roof blocks I've had to use trapdoors and some stair blocks. And that's that. This is the house. I don't think it's altogether too bad. I haven't built in vanilla in a while, so it took a bit of relearning. But this, I think, is the sort of fairly typical house you will find in a vanilla build, and what I imagine most people would use as decorations. So there we have it. Now I've copied this house and I've pasted it, and I've also rebuilt it to a certain extent using the Conquest Reforged specific blocks. Initially I had done this as a sort of a let's build video, and then I realized that it was taking far too long and it was a bit of a disaster, so I've decided to use this format instead. Now this again is an exact copy of the one I've just shown you, and this is the one that's the same house, just utilizing some of the Conquest texture pack blocks. It's a lot more decorative, as you can see. It uses some things like, you can see a gull flying there, there's a pigeon on the floor, on the ground rather. The ground itself is using a Conquest Reforged specific block called Fish Scale Cobble, which is slightly better, I think, than the vanilla textures. Outside the door, the arch of the door is rounded. There's some nicer decorations like some flower pots, a barrel and a bucket, a door knocker. Where I had originally the lantern suspended with a lever and a chain, the Conquest lantern can be actually attached to the wall, which is a lot nicer, I feel. The windows have a sill using a quarter block that's available in Conquest 1.15 and Conquest style windows and shutters, which again are far better. Around the side of the house there's some additional decoration, again just displaying just some of the decorations that are available in Conquest 1.15. And around the side we have just some fodder collected, an axe and some lumber. Rather than using inverted stairs as support, I'm able to use beam blocks and corbels, and the chimney itself can actually be more realistic. It can still have a 3D effect and come out from the wall slightly, but is still straight. And again, up the top there's some smoke blocks, again Conquest only, and some quarter blocks just to give the chimney some additional depth and decoration. The roof I was able to weather using some of the same type of roof blocks that are available in Conquest. And again, around the side just some additional decoration that are only available in Conquest, the cart, that sort of thing, little hanging flower. On the second floor, because Conquest has specific Tudor blocks, you don't actually need to use log blocks to simulate the Tudor effect. You can actually just use Tudor blocks, which is fantastic. There are some rails in front of the one log I did use to give it some additional decoration. Some lintel blocks that support beam blocks, which then support the roof proper. And these actual shutters have a number of block states, so they can be opened to varying degrees, which is fantastic, and that is the case for a number of the Conquest Reforged blocks. The dormers again are slightly more advanced. They use to support the roof corbel blocks and beams, and again lintel blocks just to give a little bit of edging. And I didn't need the entire overhang because Conquest Reforged 1.15 has quarter corner blocks as well, so that you can give a slight overhang, which is far more appropriate and just a little bit more pleasing, I think. On the second floor again, just use beam blocks and some Conquest specific blocks to give some support and give again a little bit more of a 3D feel to the house. And some roof supports using again just some beam blocks. Now it's inside, you'll notice significant differences from the vanilla household. Now this isn't something, this is more of a hodgepodge to illustrate just what's capable. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of decorative blocks in Conquest Reforged. You can make use of them all. Obviously I have limited space within this house to do that. I'm also utilising Filthy Coin's Victory mod, which adds dozens of decorative blocks, all which are very, very compatible with Conquest. In fact, I think that the Victory mod was built with Conquest in mind. And to be perfectly frank, it's an amazing mod, and I feel that it ought to be bundled with Conquest in itself because it really is fantastic. So in here you can see for yourself that the decoration is just on another level compared to vanilla. You can have a more advanced fireplace, there's decorative blocks like a chess set, some books on the floor, even the chair that I specifically built to be sort of like the one in the vanilla household is more advanced. There's a leather cushion, there's nicer back to it, there's rails as arm sides, a little Victory mod block there, that's the fire tools. Again, some Victory mod mixed with Conquest mod, some food on the table, some Victory mod shelves, a more realistic oven, and a more realistic kitchen, and a more immersive kitchen, I think. Again, using some of the Victory mod tools there, that's the kitchen utensils, and again just a little barrel of alcohol or drink and some nice food. So all in all, I feel this is a far more immersive kitchen, and again, not specifically what I would usually build, but I was trying to cram some details into a small space. The stairs don't have to be Conquest, or excuse me, they don't have to be normal vanilla stairs. The Conquest stairs are a little bit more realistic. And just as I was recording, my game crashed and I've been left with an entire chunk missing. So thank you very much, Reforged launcher, which is what I'm going to blame. I shall get back to building and try and recreate what I've built and continue recording. Apologies about that. Now we're back to the video. As you could see, error of some sort, most likely owing to the Reforged launcher, because I never encountered that sort of error prior to going onto the Reforged launcher. Created a chunk error which deleted an entire chunk of my build, so I'm afraid we won't be going back outside. However, I have tried to recreate the inside as faithfully as possible before the actual game crash. So this is the first floor of the build using the Conquest Reforged mod pack, and as you can see, there's, as you go up the stairs, you have some decoration just underneath the window there, a nice carpet. Again, there's many sorts of carpet in the Conquest 1.15, just again some decoration on the outside, a lamp, and in here again a bedroom much like the vanilla one. But as you can see, the decoration in this is a lot more opulent, again owing to the mod pack and in some small degree the Victory mod. However, the bathroom, which I didn't add in the vanilla one, I actually genuinely didn't think of it, I only thought of it when building this one, is decorated heavily by the Victory mod pack. There's a water closet here and a wash basin, and again just a mixture of some Conquest Reforged furniture and some Victory mod furniture. And then the bigger bedroom just as a 4-post bed, again just using some nice curtain blocks and decorations in the mod pack. It's just an open and closed wardrobe. Again, I didn't go to a vast amount of effort in this because, well, to be honest with you, I was rather annoyed after it got deleted, so it's probably, it is as faithful as possible, but probably not quite the same effort as was the first time around. And we go up here again, this is a children's bedroom, again in keeping with the vanilla version of the house. Again, it uses a mixture of a Victory mod and Conquest Reforged specific blocks, a little bathtub that's hot, a lichen buck that's meant to simulate suds, just a few decorations, a bit of a mess as kids are wont to do. I was able to also replace the trapdoors with vertical slabs, which I think is far nicer, and again, rather than have slabs, beams on all the roofs. So there we have it. Just as I said, hopefully if you've watched the entire video you may be convinced to take on the mod pack, have a look at it. I do highly recommend it. Once you go to Conquest Reforged, it's very hard to return to vanilla, at least that's the way I found. Initially I came on to Conquest Reforged in order to enhance my vanilla world, but ended up staying, also because in no small part owing to the great community on Darwin Reforged. So a big hello and thank you to all my friends on Darwin Reforged. You're a fantastic community to build with, and every time I jump on it's a pleasure to interact with you. Okay, so there we have it. We shall see you soon. As I said, unfortunately I can't go outside because the exterior isn't quite as fixed up as the interior, but until the next video, goodbye and stay frosty.